And with Republicans in the White House, governor's mansion, and the majority party on the Hill, it's a challenging time for Democrats.
So what's the party's strategy moving forward? Here to talk about that and to look ahead to the 2018 elections is Maurice Simpson, Jr. He's president of the Prince George's County Young Democrats and member of the Democratic National Committee Youth Council. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's going to be a long 4 years for Democrats. What can they do on a local and state level to defend themselves against Trumpism?
Well, we're seeing across the country there is a lot of local organizing going on. We're seeing Invincibles, we're seeing organizations like Mine Growing where people are actively seeking us out to find ways that they can get involved. And so we saw it during the Women's March, we saw it during the travel ban at the airports. I think we're going to see it surrounding the healthcare debate. So it's about continuing to be organized, getting out there and letting your voices be heard.
Now, you and I were talking moments ago about the wiretapping allegations. He's still holding firm on that. What is your reaction to all that?
You know, it's kind of ridiculous. It's simply a distraction from the issues at hand. You know, many of the people he claims to represent, you know, need to be focused on issues like unemployment, taxes, and this healthcare plan. We're talking about 24 million people can be uninsured under this GOP proposal.
Mm-hmm. So what's the Democratic strategy moving forward, or what should it be moving forward to try and get as much of the Democratic agenda forward?
Right. So first, it's a two-pronged operation. It's resist and organize. And so it's resisting on his current policies and proposals that he's putting forward and calling him to the carpet on many of the issues that he's bringing up. And then organizing around the things that we believe in, whether it's you know, maintaining the Affordable Care Act, you know, supporting low-income and working-class families, making sure that people can move their way into the middle class and stay there. And so that's what we need to be focused on, resisting and organizing.
Are you mobilizing for or against his budget proposal?
Definitely against it. You know, the cuts that we see are going to definitely impact us here at the local level, whether it's programs for seniors like Meals on Wheels or transportation, the Purple Line. So there are a lot of issues that are directly impacting us that we have to speak up against.
How do you fight that, though? How do you, other than just going out to the streets, how do you make an impact?
Well, what we spend a lot of time doing is organizing that here, not necessarily just in our district, but in other districts. So, you know, we're really close to Virginia and North Carolina, so we're going to be working with our Democratic partners there to organize in districts where they have Republican lawmakers and put a lot of pressure on their Congress people.
As a leader of the county's Young Democrats and Young Democrats all over this area, what do you think about millennials and young people today in terms of their feeling toward elections, towards voting, and what's your message in terms of how they can get involved in the next 4 years?
Well, I mean, we definitely are involved, just at a different way for the millennial generation. When we look at the activity that young people, in terms of direct service, our generation has clocked the most hours in community service in general, and so it's about taking that energy and that desire to serve and, you know, kind of bringing it into the party apparatus. And so that's what we're doing, and helping young people realize that the issues that we care about, affordable housing, the environment, jobs, you know, many of us are college graduates and we need jobs. So taking those passions and putting it into the party infrastructure and showing them that the Democratic Party is the party that cares about these issues, and to use that energy to move our agenda forward.
If you talk more locally just for a moment, you know, Rashawn Baker, the county executive, is on the Eastern Shore. Do you think he's laying the groundwork for a run for the governor's office?
I think so. I mean, I definitely see the executive position himself to take his service to the next level. You know, I'm generally excited when someone from Prince George's County puts themselves on the statewide ballot. I believe we deserve that representation. However, I haven't seen anything directly overt in terms of those intentions, but I look forward to seeing what he decides to do.
Republican Governor Larry Hogan continues to have strong approval ratings. Should he run for re-election? What do Democrats need to do, in your opinion, to get back into the governor's mansion? Well,
you know, we have to, again, similar to what we're doing for Trump, is holding the governor accountable on his issues as well. You know, so whether it's, you know, funding for education here in Prince George's County or across the state, we have to let people know that his policies are just not good for Marylanders across the board, and also tie him to the Trump administration as best we can.
All right, Maurice Simpson, Jr., thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, for more on the Prince George's County voting Democrats, find them on Facebook under PGCTV.